councillor.
Okay, so you'll still get to that.
I haven't mentioned it in my statement, but I could indicate it right now up front.
Please.
Later, I came to understand that the interest in the specific candidate or the specific person here, Mr. Mabhida, was because he was an ANC councillor. The minister is from the ANC, and even in the subsequent, which I will get to, the minister attended the funeral and had an interest in that particular councillor because he was from the ANC. Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Sorry, Mr. Secretary. Good morning, General.
Morning, Commissioner.
I just want to understand something. Where did the minister get hold of your phone numbers, and how did he know that you are the person to speak to if he wants to know more about this case? I'm just curious to understand how the connection started, and out of all the people, he decided to call you and speak to you. So where did he get your numbers, and how did he know who you are, and how did he know that you could assist him with information relating to this case?
Commissioner, you sound like my principal, General Konazi. He asked me the very same question after I had called him to narrate that the minister had called me. And my response to him was, I don't know. It's the first time I've ever received a call from any minister. So I have no idea where the minister got my number from. It wasn't something I could ask the minister, where did you get my number, by the way? It's something I never asked him. But I never interacted prior to this with the minister where we exchanged numbers. So where he got it from, I wouldn't know, Commissioner.
Just out of interest, were you the investigating officer in the case, or were you the station commander of the station where the case was reported? I was trying to understand why the minister would contact you and ask you about this case.
Commissioner Kumalo, I was the district commissioner. Mandeni police station is one of the 10 police stations that falls within the district under which resorted under my command and span of control. So the 10 station commanders in the district reports to me. Mandeni is one of those stations. Councillor Mabhida is a person who died in Neoni police station, which is also under my jurisdiction as in the Ilembe. He is a councillor in Mandeni municipality, but he was murdered in the Neoni policing precinct, which is still under my control as a district commissioner.
So is it safe to assume that he could have inquired and somebody would have directed them to you?
I would say so, Commissioner.
Thank you.
General, was this the first political killing in your recollection? The first political killing within your area since the minister was appointed?
To my recollection, Commissioner, I think it was, yeah.
Provincial Commissioner exercises and invokes his authority in the province in consultation with the executive of that particular province. When a minister interacts with a national commissioner, it is fine. When he interacts with the provincial commissioner, it is also fine. But the provincial commissioner is better positioned to understand what and how to answer a national minister who is asking about a province to which the provincial commissioner is serving under the leadership of the provincial executive, in this instance the Premier, and his cabinet. So yes, he will be better positioned to be able to understand a better picture of what responses is better suited to the minister.
Can I just clarify something? General, did the minister say in what capacity he's communicating with you? And the reason I'm asking that is I see that on the 15th, he attended the funeral of Councillor Mabhida. They could have been related, they could have been members of the same political party. So it does not necessarily follow that when the minister makes inquiries, he's making them in his capacity as a minister. It could have been as a political colleague, as a relative, or as somebody who's from the same Ilembe district. in what capacity did the minister communicate to you and ask you these questions?
Chair, I did not get that from the minister, and I did not ask him in what capacity. Mine, I took it just as the minister, because the only relationship I would have had with him was, now that he's calling me, is as a minister, nothing more than that. So he didn't tell me I'm calling because I'm a relative, or I didn't have that indication, Chair.
Because let me give you an example. As I'm sitting here, I'm a commissioner. But outside of this commission, I'm an ordinary citizen. And if I go to a police station or I contact a station commander and I inquire about an existing case, there are lines to be drawn. You can't assume I'm doing that because I'm a commissioner at the Madlanga Commission. I could be doing it as an ordinary citizen or as somebody who lives in a particular area who's interested in what's going on with a particular criminal case.
Yeah, Commissioner, that's why earlier on I said that later on I could only summarize that the interest could have been because the Councillor Mabila was from the ANC. So it's possible that it's because he's a comrade, because he's a relative, but I didn't get that clear from the minister as to what was his specific relationship, whether it was just fulfilling an office duty as an office bearer of the ANC, or as a minister, or as a relative. I didn't pick that up in my interaction as to what would be the reason specifically. It might have been that, yeah.
Thank you, Commissioner. General, that then brings us to the end of your paragraph 19.
Ms. Mataseli, let me then ask my question if you're completing that section. General, we've had the minister testify here before, and in the context of the Political Killings Task Team, his stated position is that there's no hierarchy of murders. Murder is murder, and there's no reason to have a specialized team or a special team, task team investigating political killings. Now, has the minister, and that's the context of my question, keep that in mind, has the minister called you about any other killing that falls within your jurisdiction?
No, Commissioners.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. General, can I then ask you to have regard to the second subheading? We're on page 6 of your witness statement. There is a second subheading just above paragraph 20. It's titled Ward 28 Shakaskral by-election. Are you there?
I am there, Commissioners.
Can I ask you to detail for the Commission the events relating to that by-election, starting from paragraph 20, please?
Thank you, Chair. Chair, my next interaction would be related to the Ward 28 Shaka Scroll by-election. And this is also in General Kunazi's testimony that he had related here in oral evidence at the Commission. Chair, there was a by-election that was underway in this particular ward. It is in the Shakaskral Mshlali area, where a candidate, Mr. known as Dushi, but his name is Vishnu Gopal, governor, was a candidate standing for the election, by-elections in that particular ward. Chair, in 2024, during the national elections, national and provincial elections, Mr. Dushi Governor was quite instrumental in rallying support in that ward towards the ANC. And it is one of the very few wards that won significant votes. during that election.
The ANC won.
It was an ANC ward, and he was, in 2024, an ANC councillor. Then in 2025, he resigned from the ANC as a councillor, which prompted a by-election. So during this period, it meant that he resigned as a councillor from the municipality and then, of course, from the ANC, and he then joined the Mkhonto Sizwe party. The candidate, Mr. Dushi Govender, in the previous election, as I indicated, over decades, he's been very, very well supported in that community. And in this by-election, he seemed to enjoy the similar support.
Now campaigning under the banner of the MK party.
That is correct, Chair. He is now campaigning under the banner of the MK party. Chair, during the campaigning period, there were quite a number of senior, very high-profile ANC officials would come and support the ANC candidate, which was in that area, trying to campaign for the ANC. One of them was Minister Mtono, and he also came out campaigning. I will deal with that campaigning part in a short while. I will start with where on the 31st of March, Minister Mtono went to the police station of SAPS Mslali, and he then indicated to the station commander, Lieutenant Colonel Naika, that while he was on his campaign trail, he was taken to some people who complained extensively about the MK party candidate, Mr. Dushi Govender. And the complaints he had received from them was that the police is doing nothing and they are under the control of Mr. Dushi Govender, and that Mr. Dushi Govender and his family get away with committing any kind of atrocity they feel like, or crime.
Specific reference generally is made to case CAS 61/06/2021.
That is.
Yes, what was that case about?
That was a case of an housebreaking and theft case where he specifically told the station commander that he'll be returning to the police station in the afternoon at 1500 hours, and he wants the management to bring that docket and explain to him why Mr. Dushi Govender has not been arrested.
Who had laid a charge in respect of this matter, and who was the suspect?
Chair, in this particular case docket, a complainant was, it's in my notes, and I didn't put it in the statement. The notes are made of the meeting that the minister had. The complainant was a member of the public, and the suspect in this particular case docket was the son of Mr. Dushi Govender, and not Mr. Dushi Govender himself. So that was a housebreaking and theft case. So in the morning, basically, he tells the station commander, Minister says to the station commander, I'm coming back at 3 o'clock. Have your management ready. Bring this docket. I'm going to interview more people with complaints, and I will want you all to explain why you are doing nothing about these cases.
I do realize, of course, that the interaction was with Lieutenant Colonel Naika.
That's in the morning.
Yes. Did you ever get to understand why the minister was making all these inquiries?
Commissioner, I'm coming to that part of my statement where, after that conversation, Colonel Naika called me and indicated that what had transpired. She also sent me a message in relation to that. And then I was, at that time, in a meeting, an accountability session, case docket session, with General Mkonazi And as the normal protocol again, I informed the provincial commissioner that the station commander of Mhlali has called me to indicate the minister's visit, his conversation, and his intended revisit at 1500 hours. My discussion with General Konazi when it concluded was that I should go there and to the police station and join that meeting and not leave the junior level to be interacting with the minister in that fashion, which I did, Chairperson. I then proceeded to the police station. And it's where then I found the minister, Minister Mkunu, with a few of the ANC officials in the office of the station commander. All of them were clad in ANC regalia. They were clad in ANC regalia and they were in the office of the station commissioner. I greeted the minister and his colleagues that were with him. I greeted the station commander and the management that was there, and I took a seat at that table. And then I indicated to the minister that...
when you say they were all clad in ANC regalia, does that include the minister?
That includes the minister, Chair. For ease of reference, in my annexure, there is a picture that was taken with the minister on that day outside the police station in that particular regalia.